Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see our videos as they come out. But today, we're so excited to be talking about Birdie.
This is a game all about disc golf, one of our favorite pastimes, which we'll talk about in a minute. But basically, disc golf, if you've never heard of it, you might have heard it called frisbee golf or frolf. Basically, it's just like ball golf or golf. You're trying to complete a hole in as few strokes as possible. So you've got these different kind of frisbee-shaped discs, right? So you are throwing, distance drivers. They're really, really fast and they go a long way. You have mid-ranges and you have putters, which are meant to kind of grab these chains, these baskets like that. And what you're trying to do is complete a hole in as few strokes as possible. You usually play around 18 holes, just like in golf, and whoever has the lowest score at the end of it all is the winner.
So Ryan will show you how that translates into a board game in just a second, but before we did, we just wanted to talk about how much we like disc golf and why we are excited about this game. I mean, disc golf used to be a huge part of our lives, to the point to where our eldest, when she was a baby, couldn't handle smooth surfaces because she was so used to being in the stroller with all the bumpy terrain that she just didn't like it when it was smooth, because that's how used she was to being out on the disc golf course.
Yeah.
Her first day of disc golfing, she was 3 days old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably makes me a good parent. I don't know. But the point is, disc golf has been just ingrained in us for that very long time. It was our favorite hobby. It was our primary hobby at the time. We're both, or at least we were members of the Professional Disc Golf Association, the PDGA.
Not professional.
Yeah, we weren't like playing at the professional level. We were just members of the association.
Yes.
We were like low level. But the point is, we played it constantly. Just had so much fun.
We planned our vacations around disc golf courses.
Yeah, now we plan our vacations around board games and conventions and stuff. Things have kind of shifted a little bit. But yeah, we would disc golf during the day, and at night we would play board games. That was just our two hobbies, and that's why this game was just kind of the perfect kind of culmination of where those two hobbies of ours met. Yeah. Yes, we still love disc golf. We play it as much as we can. We don't play it competitively anymore. Life kind of has gotten in the way from that, but at least we can play competitively in board game format. So let me give you just a really quick overview of what the game looks like, how it plays, how one of the holes might look. Let's take a look in the box, see what's in there. So here is one of the sides of the boards of Birdie. You can see there's 3 holes per side of board, and there's a total of 3 boards. So altogether that's 18 holes. Now, the first thing you do before you actually start your first hole is you choose your character. So you have all these different characters to choose from. They all have different starting stats, different abilities and distances. You can even be, Paul Macbeth himself. After you've chosen your character, you go through 5 rounds of kind of cultivating that character. You kind of add different putting and focus and driving skills. You also have the ability to upgrade your character to their pro status. You can also add some karma to your character, some extra cards, basically some extra abilities, or you can even add to their distance. Those karma cards are a lot of fun. There's all different kinds of disc golf inside jokes, as well as some really strong abilities. A lot of them add to your dice and your abilities. Some of them can actually hurt everybody else as well. So, if you get a new disc, you get maybe an extra die, or maybe some rain might, slow you down. Someone nice to you. It's a disc golf reference. I don't want to explain it. But anyways, it hurts you. Or if you get a tree, you bounce off a tree and actually in your favor, it's going to help you out as well. So there's just a ton of different cards in the game, and there's even more cards in the expansion as well. Alright, so what you're going to do for most of the game is you are going to roll these D6s. 3 is basically what you start with. There's abilities, all kinds of cards, all kinds of different tokens that you can use that can add to that. But basically, whatever your D6s are, you're going to roll those. I'm going to use my dice tower from E-Raptor, just to kind of show them off a little bit. I like them a lot. Alright, so we rolled our 3 dice. Our total was 13, it looks like. So we go to our little chart here. For this particular hole, 13 takes us to the blue circle. So we're going to take our disc and go all the way to the blue circle. Alright, so from here, there's a whole other little chart that says what's going to happen when we land in certain places. Now, one of my favorite parts of this game is you can kind of upgrade your dice. So, for instance, you could spend a card or a token to let you roll 4 d6s, and then you choose the best 3 of them. Or if you use expansions, you actually use d10s. I'm going to roll some d20s, because who doesn't like to roll d20s? Alright, so on my turn, I'm going to roll 3 d20s. I would have had to upgrade my dice 3 times to get to that point. Let's see. My highest die roll here is a 19. Oh my goodness, that's so close. If I would have gotten a natural 20, I would have been in the basket, which is a 2, which is really good. Instead, I got a 19, so I'm going to go down to that where that 16 value is. That means I basically hit the chains. I have to roll determination to see whether or not I actually made the basket. On my character card, let's say if I am Sly Sloan, if I roll a 10 or higher, I'm in. If I roll a 9 or lower, I'm out. I got a natural 1. Clearly I missed. But you know what? I hit the bottom of the basket. I made it in 3. So at the end of each hole, you are going to score on these score pads. These are just like a disc golf score pad. Or I guess by proximity, golf. But boring. So yeah, you're going to score yourself on here. You're going to add up after every hole. So 9 holes equals 1 game. There are rules for 18 holes. But yeah, so 9 holes is just 1 regular game. At the end of 9 holes, whoever has the least amount of strokes is going to win the game.
I think it's really neat how you can get extra dice. So it's not just that you're getting extra dice, but you also have to choose which dice you want to use. So you could use all 66s, but you can only use 3 of them. And so if you wanted to get a 20, you can't do that. So you could use, the D10s, or you could use with the expansion, or you could use the D20s. And so I like how it's not so much of just getting the extra dice, but choosing which set of dice you want to risk things on. And I just thought that was really neat.
You can also upgrade it with, those karma cards as well.
Yeah.
But, I just really love how they took this course. They actually used the Maple Hill Gold's disc golf course as the format for all these holes. And on all the holes, they have these 3 QR codes, which show you like a drone flyover over the actual real life hole. Or they show some footage from, a tournament where usually Paul Macbeth, just tore it up and just threw him some amazing shots. So you get to, scan those QR codes on the board of each hole, and it shows you all this footage of the actual course in real life.
I think it's also neat that the whole game is littered with real life things. So the karma cards have phrases in them that are really well known to disc golfers, and not just that, but on the course and on the cards, there are real disc golf companies that are represented. So all the stuff that you see there isn't just random artwork; those are real companies in the disc golf world.
Yeah, I would also say that all the rules kind of made sense to us as disc golfers. So, there was the out of bounds and how the out of bounds might play. There's drop zones, which none of that means anything probably if you've never played disc golf. But all those things, just were completely clear to us who have played disc golf, and they kept everything just really true to form, to the actual course as well. Everything just kind of just really flowed and made a lot of sense how the rules worked of the game.
This game kind of reminded me of an RPG. So before you even start the game, you're building your character and your character stats, and then you're deciding what weapons they're going to be strong at.
Right.
And then you go out on your journey. You're playing these different holes, and you're deciding before you start how you're going to manipulate your character, how you're going to upgrade your character, what tools you're going to use. There's certain things and certain cards that only affect certain holes in certain ways. And it just reminded me of an RPG, and I would really be interested to have somebody who's a heavy RPGer play this game and see if they got the same correlations that I got from it.
I know some of you as board gamers are probably wondering, is this a game that I'm going to like as a board gamer, never having played disc golf before? And the answer is, yeah, I think you would enjoy it. I would say that it would probably be even more enjoyable if you had at least one person at the table who has played disc golf or is part of the disc golfing community who can kind of explain some of those inside jokes. Like one of the cards said, tree love. That means basically you threw a disc, it hit a tree, and usually when that happens is it bounces and goes way off course or just drops flat. But tree love is when, what you say when a disc hits a tree and it bounces in your favor towards the basket, which is rare and awesome. But so having a disc golfer there at the table to explain that would kind of help things along. Another thing I might add is this is a heavy luck factor game. So some board gamers are more like to plan ahead and like to kind of strategize a little bit more.
The control. They
like the control of having to plan things ahead, and the dice can really put a wrench in that. But there is a ton of different ways to mitigate that luck. You have all those different tokens that you can use. You have all those karma cards that you can use. So there's just a whole lot of you have control over some of that chaos. But again, if you're a board gamer who likes knowing how something's going to outcome. This might be a game that might scare you away a little bit, but I think overall, I think both board gamers and disc golfers are going to have a really good time playing Birdie. I think that disc golfers might get a chance to be introduced to the modern board gaming world and have some fun and realize, you know what, I'm having a blast playing around the table. And I think the disc golfer, and I think board gamers are going to get a chance to say, disc golf sounds like a lot of fun. It makes me want to get outside and move my legs a little bit, which I know is something that's near and dear to us, both as part of this whole review series as well as our own health goals. So yeah, Birdie, we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I just want to echo everything that Ryan was saying. I think it's a really fun game, and I really enjoyed it. If you aren't a disc golfer, I think you would still be able to enjoy it as a board gamer because it's a decent game. I mean, it's not like they just pasted on a theme and then did something with it, or it was overly thematic to where there was no game there. They didn't do that at all. They created a really good game. I just think that as a disc golfer, you would appreciate it so much more. But as a board gamer, I think it's enjoyable.
I think the Boda brothers did a great job of conveying all that. They even got Paul Macbeth involved. If you don't know who Paul Macbeth is, that is the Stefan Feld of disc golf. So yeah, man, we're having a lot of fun with this, and I hope they come up with more courses as well, so more boards to play on.
Don't forget to subscribe to us so you can see our videos as they come out. You can also follow us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can follow us on Instagram under Ryan and Bethany. And you can also follow us on Twitter under Ryan and Bethany 1.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in. Hope you see us next time. Bye.